My Hebrew Israelites, brothers and sisters, 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the earth. Let me take this moment to say Shabbat Shalom. Praise be to Yahuwah. Thank Him for His love and His mercies, His graciousness towards us, my brothers and my sisters. My brothers and sisters, we just want to thank Yahuwah for the opportunity He has given us. Now, last Shabbat, we were live streaming from Jamaica. Now we are live streaming from Jacksonville, Florida. My brothers and my sisters, we're still not quite complete our setup, but we're moving on. We're moving on. Praise be to Yahuwah. And my brothers and my sisters, let me say this, that a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are happening. And we just want to encourage you to stand firm, okay? A lot of things happening in politics that, you know, believe it or not, it will affect us in one way or the other, okay? But we're going to keep on trusting Yahuwah. We're going to keep on, you know, looking to Him for His leadership in our lives and, you know, keeping us and making us, you know, abide by His word. Praise His holy name. My brothers and my sisters, let me say thank you so much for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes and your comments, and thank you for your prayers. And so, as we resettled in Jacksonville, we're just going to ask you to continue to pray for us and all our friends, you know, scattered all over the earth, and special friends in Africa and different places. We just want to thank you, and we love you, and we know that you will continue to pray and lift us up. My brothers and my sisters, let us continue to pray for the folks there in Hawaii. You know, many people died through this fire, you know, and many are homeless, okay? And so please pray that Yahuwah will continue to meet their needs. We know that there's some help going towards that island right now, and we see where our president is planning to go over to review and to see all that's needed to be done, and what we as people can do to you know, to assist. So pray for them. Pray for loved ones who are mourning, you know, they're grieving rather, you know, family members and friends that pass away through that disaster. And my brothers and my sisters, you know, somewhat I was considering that, you know, situation there in Hawaii. And as I was, you know, working on this message for tonight, the meditation, so we're going to be talking about the remnant tonight, the remnant. A lot of people have all kind of talks, and, you know, here every other religious group, you know, they have their take on this, you know, and what's going to happen. And, you know, you have people who say they are Bible prophecy, and, you know, and they are, you know, talking about what's going to happen and what's going to happen. But we are basing what's going to happen on the scripture. Right? So tonight we're going to be looking in Isaiah chapter 10, and just 2 verses we're going to be having time to work on tonight, and verses 20 and 21. And so as we continue, my brothers and my sisters, let us remember tomorrow live stream going to be 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Okay? Please make the adjustment for your zone. We know that the eastern seaboard, that's right from up in Boston, coming down through New York, Philadelphia, coming down on the eastern seaboard, all the way down to Florida. Going to be at 10 a.m. And then we're going to have, other areas going to be central, central time. Other area going to be mountain time. Other areas, the United States, going to be Pacific and Pacific Northwest and so on. So please, make the adjustment to your zone, and we hope that you're able to join us at 10 a.m. This is new live stream time and Shabbat. So we're praying and trusting that everything will go well, and we love you. We looking forward to seeing you. Okay, looking forward to seeing you. All right. So if you notice, I have a haircut. Okay. All right. Okay. So we'll be talking, my brothers and sisters. We're talking about the remnant, and as we look in this passage, we want to glean from this passage, and please pay attention as much as you can, and whatever you're able to glean from this, encourage your friends and share it with them, share it with your family. Okay. So in the verse, it said, and it shall come to pass. Now, that is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 20. Okay. The prophet proceeds to state the effect on the Hebrew Israelites captives, okay, of the judgment that would overtake the army of Assyria. And if you notice, in chapter 10, verses 6 on up to verse 20, it tells you, about the Assyrian people, right? Okay, if you remember, they're the one that took the northern kingdom, the 10 tribes of the northern kingdom. They're the one that took them. Okay, all right. Now, if you notice here that the army, has besieged Jerusalem, and Jerusalem fell in love with them in a sense. Not Jerusalem, but Samaria fell in love with them. They fell in love with them, and as they besieged the city of Samaria, and so it's like the northern kingdom, the people were in a kind of a love relationship with them, not knowing what was going to take place, and but we see there that one of those effects, as we talk about the judgment that would overtake the army of Samaria, one of those effects, as stated in this verse, would be that they would be led to see, that is, the Hebrew Israelites, people, would be led to see that it was in vain to look to their enemies, that is, the Assyrians, anymore for any kind of, any form of help, or to form any further alliance or allegiance with them. But they should trust only in Yahuwah. They should trust only in Yahuwah. When we talk about the remnant here, we're talking about those who would be left after the Assyrian had invaded and desolated the land, right? So there are those who left, and some escaped, okay? Some were left there, some escaped to other places. But in that day, the remnant of Israel, the survivors of Jacob, will no longer rely on him or on Assyria, who struck them, who smite them, who smote them. They don't have to, that day's coming when they don't have to rely on them, they don't have to lean on them, they don't have to rest on them. Okay? Those who truly love the Yahuwah, you know, those who truly love Yahuwah will rely on Yahuwah, the Holy One of Israel. So, you know, we want to notice that, okay? All right. Now, my brothers and sisters, in verse 20, listen what he said. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped from the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon Yahuwah, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. So, my brothers and sisters, we know that our Hebrew Israelite people, they suffered because of ignorance. Ignorance. If you remember in the history of the Northern Kingdom, you know, Yahuwah sent prophets. He warned them. He begged them to turn around, stop worshiping idols, stop following foreign gods, and pay attention only to Yahuwah. But they were enticed by the different things that the Assyrian Empire had. And so they went, okay? And they formed allegiance, and then they were taken. Now, I want you to notice here, my brothers and sisters, I want you to notice here that the people, the remnant of Israel, the remnant, this remnant here, is the word Shear. I would say Shear. It is a Hebrew word here. Shear means a remnant, and it means the rest or the residue of the people. Okay? The rest are the residue, or the, you know, the other. You know, so what he's saying here is that there's a remnant, there's a group of people, not all Israel, going to be saved. Not all. Because all Israel not going to be saved. Due to the fact that the majority are still holding out and still looking to the Gentiles for help. And you cannot serve the Gentile people while you're serving Yahuwah at the same time. Can't work. Won't work. So the residue, that is a group of people, those who escaped, the remnant, those who were left in the land. Okay? Those who were left in the land. And those who over there who turn to Yahuwah irrespective of the issues and the situation that they face. Yahuwah said, anywhere you are to serve me. So those who decided that regardless of the captivities that I'm in a foreign land, I'm going to serve Yahuwah. I'm going to serve Yahuwah. You remember the children, like those who, the southern tribe that went to Babylon, it said, by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down and we wept when we remember Zion. And it went on to say, for the people who carried us away captivity desired of us a song. And they want to know, how shall we sing Yahuwah's song in a strange land? There should be a light. There should be a light to the people in darkness. Because the people asked them to sing, but they didn't want to sing. So they said they hung the harps in the willow. And they didn't want to do it. Okay? And they remember, they were grieving after the fact that they were not in Jerusalem anymore. Okay? But the residue here is a remnant, okay? And it's the same a remnant from the southern kingdom too. You know, a remnant from the southern kingdom going to be saved too. All right. So here it said, and those, such as those that are escaped, those who are escaped, there's a word here in the Hebrew word is like a pelata, pelata. You know, and what it say is talking about you know, like the escape. You know, people, those who were able to get away. You know, and then you're running for your life. Okay, pelata. And you talk about the escape there. And it talk about those who were delivered in a sense. You know, escape as a remnant, still a remnant. And you know, those who've been delivered are, you know, there's a portion of them that been delivered. That, you know, so the word is basically dealing with a remnant. Okay, pelata. And so in the verse 20 there it said the remnant. Okay, and it talk about those who escape. Those are part of the remnant. Okay, and it talk about they coming from the house of Jacob. Okay, those are, you see, so these are people of the house of Jacob. These were the people of the 10 tribes, the 10 northern tribes. Okay, and so here he said these people, you know, of the house of Jacob, Jacob. The word house here is talking about like the children are the descendant of Jacob. The house, Bayit is a Hebrew word for that house there. And what it's talking about is talking about, like, you know, a court, a dungeon, people, anywhere people live. Okay? okay. But you talk about the remnant and the people of the family of Jacob. You know, those family are, you know, as great as would contain like a house, as great as would contain a hanging, you know. It's a place where people dwell, okay? And he's also talking about the people of the house of the family of Jacob. Sometimes I talk about the daughter of Jacob, or, you know, sometimes we talk about the homeborn, you know, sometimes we talk about, you know, like a palace, you know, a temple of, you know, a steward, and so on and so on. Okay, that's what it's like. It can have, the word can have, house can have more than one meaning. But when it's talking about here, it's talking about the family, or the children, or the descendants of Jacob, or Jacob. Right? Okay, and so listen what he said here. Listen what he said here, my brothers and sisters. He said, and it shall come to pass that in that day the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, or Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. All right, what are you talking about? You're going to come to that point where in that day that YAHUAH promised that would come, that those who escape from the house, these are of the house of Jacob, the descendants of Jacob, the children of Jacob, okay, the seed of Jacob, shall no more again stay. The word stay here, my brothers and sisters, is basically talking about, you know, like to depend on, or to rely on. So they have to depend on people. And the people that they were depending on were people that smote them, people who ill-treated them, people who do all kind of evil against them. Well, when we think about the children of Jacob, it's not just talking about those who were in Assyria. Think about those who went to other places, like those who came to the United States, those who came, you know, went to Jamaica or to the other Caribbean islands, to make eco and all those places. They got them to a point where they have to depend on them to eat. So they give them trash. They give them anything to eat. And then you cannot eat unless you work. And then they would do stuff to them. You know, the men would rape the women. They would do all kind of stuff to the kids. You know, so all kind of stuff. The evil. My brothers, my sisters, a lot of stuff that our people learn and practice was stuff that they learn from the people who ill-treated them. And they don't have enough sense to know that they shouldn't do it. You know, they were treated badly and they want to treat other people badly. So the time is coming when Yahuwah is saying that day He's going to free our people. He's going to free us. And at that time, we won't have to depend on the Gentiles. And if there are any Hebrew Israelite, so-called by name, people who are doing this kind of treatment to us, we're not going to depend on them either. But listen what he said. The word, for those who smote them, that the word here is a word naka, means to smite. Okay? Means to smite them. It means to beat them. It means to cast forward, or to, you know, to give wounds, or to, you know, going forward indeed to kill, and, you know, to make a slaughter out of them, you know, to strike them, to do it severely, literally and figuratively, to beat or to cast them forth, to give, you know, to wound them, okay, to murder them, to punish them, to slaughter them, men slayers, women slayers, people who are stricken by these evil, wicked people. He said the day is coming when Yahuwah going to put a stop into that. And so they do not have to depend on those people. That means your existence, my existence, is not depend on them. My existence will be depending on Yahuwah. So he said, we'll be stay, you know, but shall stay upon Yahuwah, the Holy One of Israel. In other words, shall lean. The word here, stay, is a word sha'an, you know, and it means to lean upon, to trust Him. He will be our support, my brothers and my brothers and sisters. He, Yahuwah, will be our support. He is our support now, but He will continue to be our support. So, you know, we get our support from Him. He supports us. We lean on Him. We lie and we will rest on Him. Ourselves, everything, we stayed on Him. They that stayed upon Yahuwah shall renew their strength. So, my brothers and sisters, we are not going to look for support from those people, and that you know, despitefully use us. Those people that hurt us, we're going to look for support from Yahuwah. He's going to support us, my brothers and sisters. We're going to lean on Him. We're going to rely on Him. We're going to trust in Him. Praise His holy name. And then not only that, we're going to rely on Yahuwah, the Holy One of Israel, the set-apart one. But we're going to do it in truth, my brothers and sisters. Amen. In firmness, in faithfulness. Firmness, faithfulness, truth. Assured, established, faithful, right, sure, true, verity, my brothers and sisters. We're going to stay on Him. Because why? He's trustworthy. He is faithful. He is right. He is sure, my brothers and my sisters. Praise be to his holy name. He's sure, he's true. Verity. Praise be to his name. The day will come when we don't have to rely on those that smote us, but we will stay, we will lean, we will trust. And Yahuwah, the Holy One of Israel. And my brothers and my sisters, we're going to do it, and we're going to do it in truth. Praise be to his name. Praise be to his name. My brothers and my sisters, not only so, but listen what he said. The remnant shall return. The remnant shall return. In verse 21. And here he's re-emphasizing this. He said in verse 20, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, the remnant of Jacob, unto where are we going to go? Where are we going? We are going to the mighty Elohim. Praise be to his name. We are going to the mighty Elohim. The word, the remnant shall return here. The word return here, my brother, my sister, is the word shub. Shub. And it means to turn back. Turn back from where you were going and turning to Yahuwah. Praise be to his name. Praise 180 degrees turn. You know, if you're going one way and you're turning right back. Right. And so we're going to turn back to Yahuwah. Praise be to his name. We're going to circumcise our hearts. The devil won't be able to do what he's been doing to us. Satan won't be able to do it. Yahuwah, we're going to lay down our burden, my brothers, my sisters. We're going to turn back to him. We're going to turn back to him. And it does not necessarily mean that, we're turning from the starting, the starting point, because sometimes you may not be, okay. Some were taken to Assyria. Some were taken to Babylon. Some were taken to Europe. Some were taken to Asia. Some were taken to the Caribbean and different part of Africa. But listen, Yahuwah said, the day is coming when we're going to return, the remnant going to return. So many times, my brothers and sisters, we think because, we have a nice house, we have nice cars, and we have good jobs, and we think that this is it. We're pilgrim, we're passing through. Okay? We're passing through. So, my brothers and sisters, I just want you to understand this, that Yahuwah make this promise. He's going to recompense. He's going to recover. He's going to refresh. He's going to relieve us, my brothers and sisters. He's going to render what is due to us. He's going to recruit us. He's going to rescue us. He's going to restore us, my brothers and my sisters. Praise be to his holy name. This is what Yahuwah going to do. And so, my brothers and my sisters, I am asking you to remember, don't allow the devil to do anything to hinder you. Because if you give in to him, he is going to put you back, and you're not going to enjoy the blessing that Yahuwah wants you to enjoy. Remember, he said, he is coming back. He's going to return us to himself. We are not going to rest anymore. We are not going to rest anymore. We're not going to depend anymore on those that smote us. We're going to rely, we're going to trust on Yahuwah, the Holy One of Israel. Praise be to his holy name. So my brothers and those of us who have this hope, let us continue and let us encourage yourself and encourage one another to walk and to stand in the pathway of Yahuwah, to walk in the pathway of Yahuwah. So I'm going to ask you, my brothers and my sisters, to be a blessing to someone this Shabbat and walk with the King. Shabbat Shalom. Praise be to his holy name.